Good evening. This is meteorologist Dale Bader once again. Sorry for those of you who were joining me just a little while ago. The internet, yay! Well, we rely so much on that, dropped out. And so we'll start it back over. Not sure where you may have caught it, so we're going to just take it real quick from the top. Here's a look on the satellite, and you can see with Isaac, lots of bright red, good convection near the core of the center there. Isaac did pass off to the south and then southwest of Key West, and it was just a tropical storm. But we have seen gradual intensification, especially over the last several hours. You can see it looks like it's trying to enhance even now here on the satellite, and the pressure had dropped down to 991 millibars, and winds, though, are still 65 miles per hour. 74 miles per hour is when it will officially be classified a hurricane. Now, the big question is, where is Isaac going to be going? And a quick look at the radar out of Key West, Florida. That is located right here. You can see the center of circulation in here, kind of elongated. At least that's the way it's looking at there. And there has been a bit of a lift off towards the north, it appears, there of the I-core. So that would be interesting. We've been seeing a motion more around 280 to 290 degrees. And if this is turning to the north, how long will it hold a northerly direction at this point? I don't anticipate it going up the west coast of Florida at this point, but we will definitely watch that. I do think what's happening here is it's just kind of doing a little wobble. It'll get back into that northwest track, and then that will be continuing on into tomorrow, right on out through the Gulf of Mexico. Let's go ahead and take a look at the big picture here, and this is the forecast for me and the Hurricane Center. And I did get a chance to look at some of the very latest data right before we started the initial briefing here at 8 o'clock originally. And what I tried to do here is, even though earlier today and yesterday I went ahead and I said, okay, we're going to take it towards Mobile Bay. And this afternoon I said I'm not ready yet to make a decision on whether or not I want to change that, simply because we've had several models that are indicating in several different directions. For example, there is the European from earlier today. Yep, right up into Mobile Bay over time. Let's take a look at the GFS. Well, the GFS says no, I think we're going to head towards the central Louisiana coast with it. And then the Canadian model, well, that also is kind of heading on up towards the Alabama-Mississippi Gulf Coast border there. So I wasn't ready quite yet to decide on which direction I wanted to go with everything. And I kind of wanted to see the general trend. And based on where the center of circulation passed Key West, where it is this evening, I took a measurement. It was about 50 to 70 miles from the forecast I had going from yesterday. And then I took a look at some of the general trends in the modeling data and how things have been going. And I went ahead and basically positioned the forecast in accordance to that trend and where it's currently positioned. And as a result, I have shifted the track now further to the west, as the Hurricane Center has been doing throughout the day as well. And now position it coming into shore there near the Mississippi Delta as a Category 3 hurricane. Winds about 115 miles an hour when it reaches shore there. I'll say maybe a little bit less than that on the low end of the Cat 3, but I do think that during the day Tuesday we will see the strongest with regards to Isaac. I do think it's going to have a good chance of becoming a major hurricane and having Category 3 winds with it. But as it does move inland across Louisiana, it will lose its punch, but I think it's still going to be a strong, probably winds between 95 and 100, probably close to that 100 mile an hour range, 95 to 100, as it goes up towards Lake Pontchartrain, at least based on this current track. Again, we've been saying for a while, don't necessarily always focus directly on that center line track, simply because the trends have been kind of all over. And especially in the last 48 hours, everything has been trending further and further and further to the west. And guess what, folks? That's the case once again. This is the very latest data that just came in at around 8 o'clock. There are still some taking it towards Mobile Bay, but now it is on the very, very eastern edge of this model performance. Several do try to take it into the Mississippi Gulf Coast, but most of them now are taking it from the Mississippi Delta even further west. And the consensus here would actually keep it further west than my current track that I've just put in there, and take it closer to that central portions of Louisiana Gulf Coast, heading towards like Lafayette, Louisiana. Again, over the next few hours and definitely over the next 24 hours, seeing how the storm wants to come together and how it wants to track is going to be key here. There is this area of high pressure still off the Atlantic coast. It wants to eventually take this and turn it more northerly. So when is that turn going to eventually officially take place? And so those of you from basically anywhere from about Pensacola still all the way to Lake Charles, Louisiana, you need to be prepared. Have your bags packed just in case, especially from Mobile now and further west. I would definitely have plans prepared to be making decisions during the day tomorrow whether or not to head out. I know there are some now mandatory evacuations in Alabama as a result. That just came out. But I would definitely be prepared to start heading northward along that Gulf Coast because this storm, it will have a good strong storm surge associated with it on the right side of the storm. So if it takes the track that is currently I've got forecast here, that's pretty bad news all the way up the Mississippi River and up through Lake Pontchartrain and also heading over towards the Mississippi Gulf Coast itself. So we're going to definitely keep close eyes on this, and I will definitely keep updated. I wish I had a little more time to go into a little bit more detail, but do have a prior engagement that I have to get off to. But this is the very latest update for you. I will take again another look at things tomorrow morning, put out a brief update, give you another detailed forecast discussion during the afternoon hours, and we'll do it all over again here tomorrow evening, and we're going to shoot back for the normal time of 8:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time, and by that time we should have Hurricane Isaac, likely a Category 2 hurricane possibly by that time when we next talk officially on a live update. Thanks so much for joining me once again. We'll catch you again on Monday.